The 1990s delivered countless iconic hits like Jurassic Park, Home Alone, and The Silence of the Lambs. But it was also a decade full of overlooked gems that flopped at the box office. For every blockbuster, there was a bold, creative film that failed to connect with mainstream audiences. Some of the decade's most compelling releases, from directors like Peter Jackson, Ben Stiller, and the Coen brothers, were underappreciated in their time. While a few have since gained cult status, many remain underrated and deserve a second look from modern viewers. So, the 10th extremely underrated box office flop from the 1990s on our list is The Rocketeer. The Rocketeer is a standout example of an underrated superhero film that arrived just a bit ahead of its time. Originally a spin-off from the Starslayer comic series, it became a full-fledged movie in 1991. The story follows a daring stunt pilot who discovers a secret rocket pack that lets him soar through the skies, setting off a high-flying adventure. Blending old-school comic book charm with a fresh take on pulp heroes, the film throws in Howard Hughes, the FBI, and a Nazi plot for good measure. Despite its style and originality, The Rocketeer hit theaters before superhero films gained mainstream popularity and ended up earning just over $46 million on a $35 million budget. And the 9th underrated box office flop from the 1990s is The Frighteners. Before Peter Jackson redefined fantasy cinema with The Lord of the Rings, he showed off his flair for wild, imaginative storytelling in The Frighteners. This horror comedy stars Michael J. Fox as a widower who scams people as a fake medium, despite actually seeing ghosts. When a series of mysterious deaths hits his town, he's forced to prove his innocence as suspicion turns his way. With its frantic energy and mix of scares and laughs, the film recalls the style of Sam Raimi and Jackson's earlier cult hits like Brain Dead and Meet the Feebles. Though entertaining, The Frighteners underperformed at the box office, earning $29 million on a $26 million budget. And the 8th 1990s movie on our list is Johnny Mnemonic. Before The Matrix made Keanu Reeves a sci-fi icon, he starred in another cyberpunk film, Johnny Mnemonic. Released in 1995 and based on William Gibson's short story, the film follows a data courier with a brain implant carrying dangerous information. Though it flopped at the box office, earning just $19 million on a $26 million budget, Johnny Mnemonic tackled bold, futuristic themes and was arguably ahead of its time. While overlooked on release, it has since gained cult status, with the 2021 black and white re-release helping to renew interest in this underrated cyberpunk gem. And on number 7, we have Man on the Moon. Jim Carrey dominated the 1990s with back-to-back hits like Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber in 1994, cementing his status as a comedic superstar. But his career hit a bump with Man on the Moon, the Andy Kaufman biopic that flopped at the box office, earning just $47 million against an $82 million budget. Despite its failure, Carrey delivered one of his most remarkable performances, fully embodying Kaufman through intense method acting. This transformation is captured in the Netflix doc Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond, revealing Carrey's dramatic range and offering a deep look at a truly unconventional comedy legend. And on number 6, we have The Hudsucker Proxy. The Coen brothers delivered some of their most iconic work in the 1990s, but one gem that often gets overlooked is The Hudsucker Proxy. Released between Barton Fink and Fargo, this quirky screwball comedy stars Tim Robbins as a naive executive used in a corporate scam. Despite its sharp satire, stylish visuals, and standout production design, the film flopped at the box office and never reached the cult status of other Coen classics. Still, The Hudsucker Proxy remains an underrated entry in their filmography, deserving of a modern reappraisal. And the 5th extremely underrated box office flop from the 1990s on our list is The Cable Guy. Though Jim Carrey ruled the box office in the 1990s, not every film was a hit. The Cable Guy being a standout example. This dark satire, starring Carrey as the obsessive and unhinged Chip Douglas, took a much darker turn than fans expected. When his character latches onto an unsuspecting customer played by Matthew Broderick, the film reveals a disturbing twist on Carrey's usual wacky persona. Marketed as a typical comedy, audiences were surprised to find something closer to a psychological thriller, which likely hurt its box office performance. Still, The Cable Guy remains a bold and underrated entry in Carrey's filmography, with one of his most unique roles. And the fourth 1990s underrated box office flop is Super Mario Bros. When the live-action Super Mario Bros. Hit theaters in 1993, audiences were baffled by its dark, bizarre spin on the beloved Nintendo game. Starring Bob Hoskins as Mario and Dennis Hopper as the villainous President Koopa, the film reimagined the Mushroom Kingdom as a dystopian, dinosaur-run world in a parallel universe. Loosely tied to the game's lore, it blended fairy tale elements with 90s sci-fi grit. Though it flopped at the box office, its odd charm and bold vision have earned it cult status. With the 2023 animated reboot offering a more faithful take, it's easier now to appreciate just how wild and unique this original adaptation really was. And the third 1990s underrated box office flop is Cry Baby. After the success of Hairspray, director John Waters returned with Cry Baby, a satirical take on 1950s teen rebellion starring a young Johnny Depp as the leather-clad Wade Cry Baby Walker. The film playfully mocked the era's youth culture and bad boy image, but struggled to find its audience. Too quirky for mainstream viewers and too polished for cult film fans, Cry Baby flopped at the box office. Still, in hindsight, it's a charming and bold tribute to teen angst, and a key moment in Depp's rise as a 90s icon drawn to offbeat, auteur-driven projects. And on number 2, we have Last Action Hero. Last Action Hero may have earned $137 million on an $85 million budget, but it was still seen as a disappointment, especially opening just a week after Jurassic Park. Despite falling short of expectations, the film's clever movie within a movie premise and satire of action tropes have helped it age well. Arnold Schwarzenegger plays both action hero Jack Slater and a fictional version of himself, blurring the line between fiction and reality in a way that was ahead of its time. While initially misunderstood, Last Action Hero has since become a cult favorite that deserves more mainstream appreciation. And the last extremely underrated box office flop from the 1990s on our list is Ed Wood. In the 1990s, Tim Burton became known for his darkly whimsical films like Batman and Edward Scissorhands, but in 1994, he shifted gears with Ed Wood. Starring Johnny Depp, the biopic paid homage to the infamously bad filmmaker behind Plan 9 from Outer Space, exploring his passion for filmmaking and friendship with Bela Lugosi. Shot in black and white and focused on a little-known figure, the film struggled at the box office. Yet, despite its commercial failure, Ed Wood remains one of Burton's most heartfelt and artistically rich films, a sincere tribute to Hollywood's misfits and dreamers. What's your favorite 1990s movie? Let us know in the comments below. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.